Good evening and welcome again to another Coach's Corner. Tonight we have with us Coach Jamie Riggs and Tim Meadows, Old Meadow Gold. And Coach, it was a ball game in Troy last week, and if we take away the first quarter, I think that we'd have been in real good shape. After the first quarter, we played real well, and I think we really beat them pretty soundly after the first one. And that, well, first play of the second quarter they scored, and with 10 minutes left in that, it was 20-0. But after that, we came back and scored 14-0 on Troy.
Well, unfortunately, they had both halves together, to get the final score of the game. But we dug ourselves such a deep hole in the first half. Our kids really tried hard to dig their way out. I think it was obvious in the second half, but we were so far behind that we just didn't quite get out. Early in the ball game, we made some mistakes, made some turnovers, and got frustrated with ourselves and found ourselves behind 20-0 at halftime, and we made a really excellent comeback in the second half, and we had the ball. I always say all you can ask for is the football and a chance to win the game at the end, and we had that. We had the ball with about 4 minutes left and 6 points behind, so we had a chance to win the game, but we just couldn't quite get the job done. But, obviously the 2 touchdowns in the second half and the way we played in the second half, so really totally positive team thing we've seen out of the first 2 ball games, and it gave us, even though we lost the ball game, gave us a little better feeling about ourselves anyway.
Well, I thought we run the ball real well again. The first time we had the ball again Friday night. We still get behind that first, we've got a habit of that, I guess, getting behind early and digging, like you said, digging a hole. But we ran the ball real well, and the first time we had the ball, moved the ball down the field. But then we had a little penalty after we completed that big pass, had a penalty, and then fumbled and gave the ball to them, and then they scored. But without getting behind early, we'd probably been in pretty good shape.
Well, that's true, and I don't know what is the reason for that. I've studied and looked at it, and I don't know why we seem to get behind early in the ball game. If we take football Friday night, I guess, and score and go ahead 7-0, I guess we have to call timeout and stop and say, what do we do now? We hadn't been in that situation, it seems like, in so long. But we did, and we dug ourselves a hole. And the thing that upset me in the first half was that we did it. We got behind by doing things that we don't normally do. We don't normally have motion penalties. We had very few last year, and we just don't normally have those. We had one of those that brought back a 17-yard game one time, but that's going to happen sometimes. We just don't normally do that. We fumbled the football, and with the exception of one ball game last year, we didn't fumble the ball very much last year. Our backs generally do a real good job of hanging on to the ball. And the first 2 ball games, we put it on the ground way too much, and we can't do that. So those are things we emphasize that we don't normally, or feel like we shouldn't normally do. And we got a little frustrated. We were having a hard time holding them on defense there early. They were moving the ball pretty much at will on us, although we weren't giving up cement. We gave up one big play, but we were trying to make them earn their yards kind of hard anyway, I guess you'd say. And we got kind of our offense actually got kind of frustrated that we were playing poorly on defense. So we got to be a little bit more mentally tough than that. When things are going bad, we got to take football and get one in. If we had an opportunity in the first half to take one down there and score, and we didn't do it. If we had done it and gone in 27 at halftime, then obviously the 2 touchdowns in the second half would have made a big difference. We would have had a chance to win the game. So we've got to be more mentally tough in the first half and quit letting people get far ahead of us and play them on an even keel during the whole ball game.
Well, that's right. Giving up those quick touchdowns hurt us bad. But I tell you what, Troy had some backs that could block and run. I said probably as good a blocking backs, as good a blocking game as I've seen in a long time from their backs.
They have good backs, and now I think that's the strength of their team. They have some good linemen, and they play well on defense, but I believe their running backs are the strength of their football team, and so obviously you can't give them big plays, and you got to kind of get in there and grind it out with them and hope that they make some mistakes, which they did the other night. They made a few, and we were able to take advantage of some, but not all the time.
Well, Coach, let's hear from some of our sponsors, and then we'll get into the first quarter. Bobcats. Are in the white here, aren't they? Bobcats in the white and Trojans in the blue. And I kind of got confused a little bit with Jeff running around waving his arms. I didn't know whether that meant stop, go, or go in between. But anyway, we had a little while. I noticed I was watching a film earlier today, and I know they took them a pretty good while again before the game started here.
Well, I tell you that number 76 is a big boy right there. They had one real big guard, and number 80 there is their middle linebacker that plays in their defense, and we won the toss, and of course took football. And you said we got a little drive started here early, but we weren't able to. We had a penalty, weren't able to cash in on it. And you know, sometimes when you have those penalties like that, though, you got to come back and make a big play. Now, you're going to have some penalties. There's just not a whole lot you can do about that. You're going to always have a penalty or two, but we try to keep them down as much as we can. And we had a real good crowd over there the other night. I was real pleased. There was, there's quite a large stands over there. And
that's a college stand.
yeah, and I think you can kind of see that they're kind of spread out. There's a pretty good crew of them, and they didn't have a whole lot to yell about to the second half, but they got kind of wound up, got ready to go in the second half there. And
how many years have it been since they moved across the field?
Well, I don't really know, to tell you the truth. I don't remember. I know it was like that last year.
This is the first time. Well, that's what I've always thought it was on the other side, and I know this year it was across the field, and I didn't understand that, but they have changed over then.
Well, they've redone, added some seats or something over there, but they completely redid the press box over there, and so it's real nice. The turf was real. It's a real compact turf, and it was a real fast track.
Well, their kickoff man too. He was a good one. He kicked in on just about every time, didn't he?
Yeah, it was a pretty good breeze blowing, and we were going into the wind here to start with, but there was a pretty good breeze blowing at the beginning of the ball game, and we come right back here and run a little dive play off tackle with Malcolm Brundage there. We don't get to block on a down man. We gained a couple there, but we're pleased right now with the running of our running backs. We need to do a better job of blocking and faking. But Les Sanders drops back in, throws past O.B. Teague, and you make the first down, gain of about 12, 13 yards there. And real nice job by Les of setting up and throwing that little curl pattern. And we come in here and we had started running a little off-tackle play there, a little off-tackle sweep. That's Reggie Hightower running with the ball, and Davey Kirkham was the lead blocker on that. And that play was good to us the other night against their defense. We had a couple times that we got a little penetration up in there, wasn't quite as good as we would want it to be. But we run off-tackle there behind Jamie Dubose and Merrill Culverhouse. And Merrill had a real good ball game the other night, made some really big blocks for us in the second half. We come back, quick pitch, a little slow getting out of there, and Reggie Hightower runs it on the outside there. And, Troy has some quickness on defense, and they get up in there with you and play you pretty tough. And we were able to throw the ball some on them, particularly in the second half. There's another.
That's a good pass.
Good pass, and OB does a good job of finding the open area in there, but we had a penalty, so that backs us up. And so instead of being down around their 40-yard line, we backed up here where we were, and we come back the next play and just really poor job of executing on the play, and we fumbled the ball. And we didn't block anybody over there, and we didn't execute the play properly. And you just can't do those things. And we come back right here and give them the ball on our end of the field down here. And first play right off the bat, they make two really great blocks right there, and that guy outruns us to the goal line. And we're behind already, and that's not something again that we planned on, but it's something that happened. And you got to get tough now and take the football and drive it down the field, and not feel sorry for yourself. We have a great play here. O.B. Teague knocks this guy out of bounds, really drills him out of bounds. Make sure that they don't get the extra point. So it's 6-0, and we need to have a good return and then get something going offensively.
That's right, and there we had the ball moving down and caught that ball pass for a good gainer. Instead of having a first down, it was back to third down with a penalty and then fumbled it. So we would have been in good shape.
Yeah. We just got to, when that happens to us, we've got to be a little tougher and, from a mental standpoint, offensively to continue to move the ball. We know we can move the football. We just got to execute things. And defensively, obviously we can't allow long runs like that. And I thought our defense folks did a good job of making some adjustments early and getting us back into the football game defensively and allowing us to do some good things. That was Malcolm Brundage, both run off tackle, and it was jammed up off tackle, so he bounced it outside for a gain of about 6.
He did that a lot Friday night.
Well, tell you there's a difference between running away from people and bouncing something outside. And Malcolm has done a good job of recognizing this fall of recognizing when there's a hole there and ripping it up in there, and then when there's not a hole there of bouncing it to the outside. And he's done a good job of recognizing that, and he has the speed enough to bounce it out there and get something done. We need to move the football here. We had a good first down play. We come back and don't get anything done on second and third down. We have to punt the ball. And thought we did a really good job of punting and covering the other night. That's Brad Gooden making that play.
Big hit by Brad. Good lick.
And we're really ahead on our punt and punt covering. I hate to say that. We'll probably play poor Friday night doing that. But we had one exception the other night where we didn't get out as quick as we needed to, and they had a gain of 6-7 yards on punt return, something like that. But generally, our kids are doing a good job. We're real proud for them, proud about the job they're doing. That's John Donaldson down there that slanted down inside and piled things up. But that's a big phase of the game, and we're just real pleased with that and hope we can continue to play well there and continue to get better at what we're doing. I think we've obviously made a little improvement. That's a good play by Brad Gooden and OBT on the sideline, knock him out of bounds. Although we've got to improve our pursuit. We didn't really pursue the ball like we're going to one of these days. But you've got to. Some of that comes with experience. They do a good job running off tackle power. You can see we got folks getting after it now.
We got a bunch of people around the football.
Your pursuit improves as you get a little more experience and react to things a little better, and you don't have to think as much out there, and you can do a little bit better job of just doing things naturally and running to the ball. And that comes with learning to play, and we'll do a little better on that every week, and hopefully before long we'll be a good pursuing football team. They come here, and we kind of step inside the block there, and we miss another tackle. And Judd Booth makes a great play to get the guy down here on about the 8-yard line. Judd had another excellent ball game. He's really playing well at linebacker for us. And this is where we need a big play here. Make them have a negative play of some kind. And we're just not attacking quite enough up there, and they make the block down. We don't make the tackle, and they get in the end zone. And it's it's 12-0, and there's 4 minutes left in the first quarter. We're frustrated again. But my mom used to tell me when things going bad, you got to hang in there, and that's what we're doing right now. We're hanging in there. If you hang in there long enough, I think something good will happen to you. And again, good tackle over there. That's Judd Booth and OBT can make a tackle over there, and they don't get the 2-point conversion. So it's 12-0, and those extra points are important. And we'll continue to kick ours, and maybe we can keep other folks from getting theirs. That's Stan Good running with the ball, returning it up in there. Stan's a tough little runner. He gets a good return, and that's what we want to do. We got great field position here. We're on the 42-yard line, and we really need to get something going here offensively and get the ball down there and stick it in and put us back in the ball game again. Come and run, and really great cutting and running there off tackle, and one man gets us down on about the 23-yard line. That was Malcolm Brundage running with the ball and running over our quick side over there. That's Jody Adams and John Donaldson and Matt Blair. Those guys played over there for us the other night. We come right back, run a little off-tackle play here, and got a little penetration up in there, and got a small gain out of it. Or actually, I think we got that back line of scrimmage. Come run a little option. We make another miscue here and drop the ball, but luckily our quarterback gets back on it. And we're having too many negative plays right now. But again, we're getting better at doing things. Our execution's getting a little better, and we look to cut out on some of that stuff. I hope we're going to cut a lot of it out Friday night. And we just missed the receiver here. That's a little misdirection pass we put in, and Malcolm couldn't quite come up with it. We're going to come back in the second half and catch that one for a big gainer on 2 different occasions. And so we face down here with a 3rd down or 4th down situation. We get pressure, Les runs out of the pocket, recognize he's got yardage, runs for the first down. We end up about a yard short of the first down. I think we had to get to the line there. We didn't quite get to the 15-yard line. So under normal circumstances, we might have gone ahead and kicked the field goal, but being down 12-0 and the wind blowing like it was, would have been, I think, a pretty good over a 40-yard field goal. The wind was really blowing against us at the time, and so we felt like we'd be better off going for the first down. they get the ball right back here, and you see we're stacking it up on defense up in there. That's like John Donaldson, David Kirkland, our linebackers are Gary Harrell and Judd Booth. They come back and run a little inside play, and we stack it up. They get a gain of about 3 yards up in there. Like Brad Good and saw Judd Booth strike up there. I don't think he made the tackle, but it looked like he and OBT, Brad Good and OBT got in on the tackle. We come back. A little counter play, nice play. It's Judd Booth in there. And
all right, now we started in the second quarter, Coach, and this is another big play for them right in here. Early we should have or could have had a fumble right there. It would have been a big one for us.
Well, it would have, and you know, we hustled to the ball. We just missed it. You know, sometimes you get on those. Sometimes you get on those things, and sometimes you don't. And you know, but I tell you, Randy, we're gonna hit a streak of good luck here before long. She's gonna all roll our way because we've had a lot of things happen to us that should. You know, we had them backed up there. I think we had like 3rd and 15 or something like that, and they lined up with a split end out to that side, and our defensive halfback just didn't see him. And we yelled from the sideline, but he didn't pick him up quick enough, and they, you know, we're lucky they didn't score on that play, but they threw the ball up and the guy caught it. And that's just, you know, that's one of those things, again, a mental mistake that we made in the first half that we just can't make, and we hope we're going to cut those out. When we do, we'll have a lot better chance of succeeding. And we made a poor play here coming up inside, and they bounce it outside. And right now they, you know, they go ahead of us here, 18-0, and they fishing, I think, get a 2-point conversion, make it 20-0. And you know, there's 10 minutes left in the second quarter, and you know, boy, the things just don't look good for us here. They run pitch to the outside, we don't get up on it, and ain't got enough people running to the ball right now, and things are looking rough and things are looking tough. And we're not feeling too good on the sideline right now either. And you know, when you get backed in a corner, you know, you're gonna do one or two things. I guess you're gonna just kind of scrunch down in that corner and take your whipping, or you're gonna come out fighting. And it was, you know, it's time for us to do one or the other out here. And thank goodness we eventually, after this, we come out fighting.
Well, now it's gonna be Bobcat ball game. We can sit back and enjoy, at least so we can enjoy the film no more, because it'll be
well, at least they don't score
now
anymore,
that's
so that's a little nicer anyway. But really the only thing we did differently after this is we really started getting them after them better on defense. They still made some good plays, but we made some, caused them some negative plays too. And they fumbled the ball a couple times for us, and one of those we caused by our aggressiveness. And you know, that's what you got to do. We come here and throw a good catch by Johnny Leonard.
And behind him made a real good catch.
Real good catch. And that's really all we did defensively. And offensively, we just blocked people a little better, you know, from here on out. And, you know, again, we got a miscue there. Just got the ball stripped out of our hands, and they get the football. And, you know, and here, this is really a big series for our defense, because they hold them out of here. They come back, make about 4 yards on first down there, and we're going to hold them out here. They got the ball inside our territory, and we keep them from scoring. And, you know, I guess there's a big difference in being ahead 14-0 and 20-0. There's a bigger difference than being, you know, a 27-point lead to a 20-point lead. You know, I always feel like if you get within 2 touchdowns, you got a chance.
That's right.
And because you can always score one. If you can score one more than you within a touchdown, and they can fumble the next play or something can happen. And so we were hoping, you know, here we got to hold them and then get something on the board before halftime. And they come great play here by staying good. And you know, that's just what I'm talking about, being aggressive, just being aggressive and going to get people. Our defense created that. That wasn't something that really a mistake that Troy made. It was something that we created. We come right back here and try to throw a little curl pass again. It's incomplete. So we have 2nd and 10.
Tackles like that, Coach, make them wonder when they come down that line, especially those quarterbacks.
Well, it does, and that's the kind of thing we got to do more of, and it's the kind of thing we're trying to set up our defense to do more of in the weeks to come. That's Reggie Hightower running the football behind Matt Blair and David Kirkland over there, and Merrill Culverhouse and Jamie Dubose.
Reggie's running harder every game, too.
Well, he's obviously, you know, he's a 9th grader. He's a little inexperienced, and, you know, he came back here and he got a little experience about him, and we make a poor play here. I think that's just frustration of letting the ball go. They call it an incomplete pass, but we missed a block over there trying to pass protect. We've worked on our pass protection this week. We hope we're going to do a better job protecting our quarterback, and we just missed too many blocks like right here the other night. And, you know, just too many miscues. We just can't do those kind of things and win, and we've got to eliminate those. And if we can't eliminate those, then we're going to, first of all, quit beating ourselves and give us a chance to win. They have a little motion there and call this play back.
You know, big plays are really hurting us. Big plays and the fumbles and mistakes, like you said. Besides that, we're playing good football.
Well, Randy, we can do something about that, though. I think we can do something about the big plays people are getting on us. You know, we've got to do a better job of tackling, and we've got to attack people more and be more aggressive on defense. We were this week compared to what we were the first week, so we hope to be even better at that. Again, that's what I'm talking about. Another great play. Brad Cassidy.
That's my neighbor.
Making a play behind the line there. And Brad made several big plays in the ball game. But that's just going to get people a little more. And again, we're doing a better job of that. We look to be even better. They come, try to throw a pass, and catch a little quick one out there, and OBT makes a play, and you see us hustling to the football. And, you know, we've got to develop that hustle and that getting to the football and that want to on defense and play a little bit more as a unit. We'd really, our kids, we came here and tried to block the punt, and we broke through and we bumped the punter, and they called roughing on us. That's certainly, again, not something we want to do. And at halftime, we talked about the fact that, you know, we made mental mistakes, and we made, you know, we've had penalties and we've had fumbles, and, you know, you're just not going to win doing those kind of things. And those things have more to do with us being 20 points behind than anything else. I think that had we not had those, we would have probably put something on the board in the first half. And we talked about that. We've got to eliminate those, and we did do a better job of it in the second half.
Sure did. We played a lot better ball.
Good play there. David Kirkland stacked things up. That's Brad Cassidy coming from behind, making the play. And
good penetration.
And you need some of that penetration in there to make them, you know, offense, good offense, as many good offense teams there are today. People are going to move the football some on you, but if you can cause to have some negative plays or make an interception or cause a fumble, pick it up, we'd be in good shape there. Good job breaking the ball there.
Pressure right then made the quarterback get rid of it in a hurry.
Right, and getting a little, our pass rush was better, so, you know, we're doing things a little better over there. And it's a week-to-week thing, and just hope we can get better in a hurry. We missed one block on our punt return there, but we're doing a better job of setting up our punt returns. And we really hadn't had a ball kicked to us that we can return yet. And I know one time the other night we did a good job of setting our return up, but they kicked the ball away from where we were trying to return it. So we're going to hopefully get all that straightened out. Don't have much time left in the half here, and you're down deep in your own territory. And what we'd like to do is make a first down. And you can't afford to get too fancy down here. You don't, you know, we're down 20 points. We don't want to give them another one and put us further out of the ball game. So we come here and run off tackle. That's Malcolm Brunage up to about the 9-yard line. And so we have a big third down play here, and we very much want to make a first down. If we make a first down, we got a little time left on the clock, and you can get something trying to get something going, but not inside your own 10-yard line. We come and run play off tackle. We get up to about the 12-yard line, about a 3-yard game. That wasn't enough for the first down, so we have to come back here and punt. And we do a good job of protecting here. Obviously, our punter's in the end zone, and we get a low snap, and he does a good job scooping that thing up. Punts the ball, they miss it, and he goes back, picks it up inside the 38-yard line and inside the 40 there, and we knock him out of bounds, so that really knocked us out of trouble there. I know they were hoping to get real good field position, try to get something up before halftime, so that kind of helped things out a whole lot there and took a little pressure off our defense. And they come back, and I believe they call that a catch right there. That was Gary Harrell defending there. And they come back and try to throw one out of bounds, but I think that ends a half. And so score at the end of the half is Troy 20 and Opp nothing, but that's certainly not the way we like it to be, but that's the way it was at halftime.
All right, Coach Riggs, we is 20-0 now, and we'll find out what you did at halftime and see how she comes out in the second half with the Bobcats kicking off.
First of all, Randy, I'd like to apologize to my wife. for
I
that
won't
last
comment.
statement. That was just all in fun there.
Yeah.
But we kick off and kind of blew the thing down there. We need to work on our kickoffs a little bit more again. We just giving up too much yardage still. We get him down, but he's down on the 45-yard line. We'd like to kick that thing a little deeper down there and sprint to the ball a little better. But again, we're improved over what we were, but we still have a long way to go. They come back, run a little sweep to the right here, and they make a good block, get about a 5 or 6 yard gain over there. Their tight end did a good job of hooking our end to the inside. That's something that can't happen in our defense. If it does, we have a problem. And they come right back and try to run a little quick dive play in there, but they had a penalty called on them. And so they come back, and they've got, I guess, second and about 7 here, and they run another sweep over there, and they make about 4 yards. So they faced with 3rd down and I guess about 3 here for a 1st down. They line up to what we call a little slot formation to break the wishbone. Try to throw a little tight end dump pass. Great reaction there by OBT and Judd Booth. Judd had his hands up trying to defend the pass there. So we force them to punt. They punt. And we missed one man. You can see we've got to start to get our wall set up down there. We missed one man who we were supposed to block there at the line of scrimmage, and he got out, and we blocked the wrong man, and he made the play. So we're really just real close to doing some good things, and we had everything set up there, and we hope we'll come back and get a little better on it. And I feel like we're going to break a punt on somebody before the year gets out. We'll again come out, get a good play to start off there, and we fixing to really have a nice drive here. I think we have a problem there in a timeout. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's an 85-yard drive to open the second half. I think we held the ball for about 8 minutes. And that's Malcolm Brundage running off tackle over there. That's the kind of thing you want to do because it accomplishes 2 things. Of course, first thing it's accomplishing is getting us on the scoreboard. The second thing it's accomplishing is that when we have the football, they don't have it. And our defense is getting a little rest over there. And, that's really helping us out over there,
This gives a lot of confidence, too, Coach.
Well, it does. And, makes you feel a little better about things. And we get a little fire in us here in play. Okay, Mike, let's go on and do this show.
I wonder what all these phones are ringing, what everybody's walking around for, but I guess that...
This is not a call-in show. This is strictly TV. We're going to start doing this on videotape, I guess.
That's good run and good block.
That was a tremendous running by Malcolm Brundage up there. He just took the pitch, just really ran over a guy, and made a big run there and a big play, and come back. Hand off on a little counter dive to Reggie Hightower, and Reggie ripping that thing up in there. Reggie, as you said, is getting better all the time.
Sure, he's running hard. Good blocking line. Made a big, quick over.
To show you, we missed a few blocks through here, and we're still getting positive plays every time, which means that our backs are obviously running hard. And we come back, run a little misdirection pass, and we complete it on the sideline over there. And you can see our kids getting kind of excited on the sideline over there. And we played 6 quarters. We ain't had a whole lot to get excited about, and we moving the football, and we come back through here, run off tackle again. Reggie Hightower get a gain of about 2 yards. Judd Booth in a ball game blocking some for us now. Run over there behind Kirkland, Dubose, and Culverhouse. Come back, drop back. We look to throw, but he's covered, so Les pulls the ball down. Does real smart thing there, kind of fakes like he's going to throw the ball even though he's downfield. But, the linebacker stops, reacts to the ball, and when he does, Les runs by. So we're down on 13-yard line, and we need a big play to get that thing down in there close because it starts getting kind of tough. We come back, run a counter dive. That's a really good run, and he was really hit and stopped at about the 12-yard line. He just fought it down about the 8 or 9, 2 or 3 yards on his own. And we come back here, and we're going to run off tackle again with Hightower, and he really rips this one up in there, runs through a couple of tacklers down to the 2-yard line. But 2-yard line's not in there. You got to block them and get the thing in there. And we come back right here, and we miss a block on the first play and don't get it in there. And then we had an unfortunate situation that happened. We had someone was down on the field, and our quarterback came to the sideline, and the official stated that since he came to the sideline at the time during the injury timeout, that he'd have to stay out one place. We had to put Scott Parker in the ball game, our backup quarterback. And Scott comes in here and runs the play to stand good, and we get it down to about, well, inside the 1 yard line right there. And then really that's a tough situation on the 2 yard line to have to put him in the ball game. Now, I was disappointed in the call by the officials. That is the proper ruling unless Sanders scores on a quarterback sneak. That's a proper ruling, but I've been coaching 10 years, and every other time that's ever happened, they generally just come to the sideline and, and tell you, if this is an injury time, he can't come to the sideline, and he goes on back on the field. And one official did that, and the other one yelled from the middle of the field that he would have to stay out of play. And I was disappointed. That happens a lot of times, and usually they just help the kids out on that one. But
that's what you call being on the road, isn't it, Coach?
Well, I guess so. That's just I can't see them. In fact, I know for a fact they wouldn't have done that to them. But that's just one of those things that happens to you. Sometimes you have to plan on those things happening.
But it was a beautiful drive, Coach. Took the ball, went all the way down the field, and that gives us football team some confidence.
Well,
offense.
It does, and you're going to see the first thing it does, it picks you up on defense. Our defense has been sitting over there for really about 15 minutes resting, and they come right back here, and, we're going to hold them and get the football back. And that's, football's so much a game of confidence, and you've got to believe in yourself and have confidence in yourself. And right now we're in process during this series on offense, defense, developing some confidence. And a great play, nice play. Reggie Hightower came up after doing a good run on offense. He comes up, makes a good play on defense. And so it's a big third down play, and we need to hold them. They come here and try to throw a little dump pass, and it's incomplete. Free safety's right there and make the play. And, they've got a punt. And, we starting to get a little fire in our eyes now. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and this is one we did a really good job, I thought, of setting up our punt return on the other side, and they just kicked the ball short to the short side of the field. We weren't able to get it set up. So we come down here and we need to hang on to the ball and get something going here. Come out, our little pass again. We stop, throw the football. We just missed the pass. They did a better job of defending it on that particular play. They did a couple of things defensively that we hadn't seen them do that caused us some minor problems, caused us a couple of bad plays, but we made some adjustments to it and were able to take advantage of a couple of things that they were doing, catch them in the right situations. We come back here with a third down play, and we try to fake to the right, throw a little slant in here, and it was really a good move by Johnny Leonard. They happened to double cover him that play. He made a slick little move to get away, and we just threw the ball a little bit behind him. And so we punt, and we're doing a better job not only of covering but of punting the ball. Our punt's been a little better. That's one time our punt coverage broke down a little bit. We were a little slow getting out there with our end to contain the thing, so they get a return that we didn't want there. So they get the ball back on about the 49-yard line and come here on first down, get about a 6-yard gain, run the cutback play. Our linebacker's a little slow getting there that time. And that ends the third.
All right, Coach, quarter now, and Troy has a football, and they jump offside. So we'll see if we can't do something else for fourth quarter.
Well, we need a big play here. They've got the ball in good field position, and the score is 27. If we can get the ball back, drive it down, and score, we within a touchdown, and that puts them in position to win the ball game.
Good play.
David Kirkland gets a little penetration there. Oh, there's OBT, and Les Sanders, and Brad Good, and you can see we getting excited about it. Over there on defense, we starting to hustle to the ball. We're doing things a little better. And, we just had up to this point had been missing that mental edge that we needed. And we come here and we missed 2 tackles, but Judd Booth makes play again. I can't tell you how many times the first 2 ball games Judd's made big plays for us over there to get a runner down, look like he might score or something. He's just playing really tremendous for us right now. And we come and again that aggressiveness gets us a big play, and Gary Harrell stunts through and makes a play on the quarterback. He tried to pitch it, and John Donaldson recovers the football.
Old Mary's Big John.
So we're ready to try to get this thing on down. We come and pitch the ball to Malcolm Brundage and get a block by Sonny Messer on the outside, and Malcolm picks up about 6 or 7 yards. And, this is, if you ever going to get a little fire in your eye and get ready to go, this is the time to do it. And,
things looking up.
We I tell you, all week we had talked to our players about, you need to be the one to make the difference. Somewhere, somehow, somebody's got to step up in here and just be a terrific player and be the one to make the big play and quit waiting on somebody else to do it. And during this series, we had one or two guys on the offensive line and a runner or two who really decided they were going to be the difference and stepped up in here, and we get a big play there, good pass by Les, and throws the ball to OBT for the completion there. And we got to hang on to that thing.
That was a big play for us Friday night. That worked over and over.
It really was. It was a big play for us. But we as people came through and really did just play tremendous here over the last few minutes. We had some really physical, tough blocking up in there. And there goes Reggie Hightower down to the 20-yard line behind Dubose and Culverhouse and Kirkland over there. And
he takes towards the goal, doesn't he?
Well, generally a player that age doesn't do that.
That's right.
And Reggie knows where the goal line is. He runs to it.
He lowers that head and puts that shoulder in and goes towards the goal.
He does. Another good run by Malcolm Brundage up in there. When Malcolm starts faking and blocking a little better, he's going to be really really what we would term as a really winner in the backfield back there. He greatly improved his running over last year. We come back, run the same, another play, come back. We're down to the 5-yard line again. And, we come back. We had a little option play called. We figured they might stack up inside, so we were going to try to option outside. And we do another thing we can't do and fumble the football, but we had a missed blocking assignment on that. We saw it from the sideline, so we sent the same play in and changed the blocking assignment. And Merrill Culverhouse just really makes a terrific block here. And he actually ends up blocking 3 people.
Good block.
And just a terrific block. And you need people in those situations when things are tough and you need a big play. You need somebody that can come in and just make it the great block or make the great run and make the difference. And we were very proud. And you see how, we had a good crowd there, but they were making some noise about this time. And that's what we needed. And, I'm just sorry that we couldn't get the final nailed in it and get the victory nailed down here. We're going to get the football back, and we unfortunately don't make a first down, have to give it back to them. And it just didn't work out for us this time, but we hope.
I'd like to get that ball
we
right there,
never
Coach.
got that one. And we had talked about it on sideline, if we can get close, that we feel like maybe they'll fumble and give us one, because sometimes when you have a lead like they had of 20 points, well, when it's cut to 6, all of a sudden they start thinking about losing a little bit, and you think a little bit more about winning. They have a tendency to make a mistake of some kind. And but it didn't happen. But in the future, we hope that we'll not have as quite a big deficit to overcome, and that we will play more consistent throughout the 4 quarters of the football game, cut out the mistakes that we're making, and because not even good football team's going to be able to do that, and we're not a good team at all right now, but we have a chance, I still believe, to have a good football team for years out. But we've got to make some progress over the next 2 or 3 weeks, a lot of progress. We do, and I think we've got a chance. And we've obviously had some adversity, and we've got to overcome that too. We've had some injuries and situations that we can't do anything about, and we don't worry about those. We just worry about the ones we can do something about. A good play by Judd Booth right there. And we're going to try to improve those situations and see if we can't get the Bobcats back on the right track again and get ready. We got some awful big ball games coming up in the weeks ahead.
Bingo.
We got to get, that's another nice play. It's Chris Henderson, John Donaldson on the other end of several good plays the other night. John has come a long, long ways. He's really improved
Bingo.
over the past couple of weeks. And they ran a power play down there, and I think Gary Harrell made the hit that coughed the ball up there. And so we've got the ball where 81 yards from, about 79 yards from the goal line. We start here on first down, get a good play, and come back, and we're second down, and we try a little reverse play here, and we didn't get to block, and really it's a poor job of setting it up. I did a poor job of setting up blocking on this, and we do a decent job of executing it, but we just don't get the blocks made on the corners over there, and we end up losing about 3 or 4 yards. So we come back, we've got third and about 8, and we've got to complete the pass for the first down, and we don't get the pass completion, so we on the get a little pressure there. And Les does a good job of working his way out. They made a good play. We didn't get the completion, so we got a decision to make. You know, it's 4th and about 8. There's 2 minutes something left in the ball game. We felt like 2 reasons that we decided to go ahead and punt here. One, we had been doing a good job of punting and covering, and we felt like we might could back them on up down there a little bit. And our defense was playing well, and we thought we could get the ball back down here. That was a couple of reasons. The other reason was that, you know, I know a little bit of the history of the Troy game, and, you know, we had the momentum going our way at this time. We just hoped they might make a mistake. And they did, to their credit. You know, they hung in there. They made a first down and was able to run the clock out. Our kids tried valiantly to make the play, but we just didn't. You know, they made the first down, and when we didn't get the job done, they were able to run the clock out. We had 2 timeouts left. We used them through here, but they were still able to run the clock out. We had a 3rd down play, a big play. We jumped off sides there. That's something you've got to learn, and I don't think that'll happen to us again. But they make the first down, and then they come back here and are able to run the clock out. But I just want to say that, you know, we're a long way from certainly giving up the season. We lost first 2 ball games, but you know, last year we started out quick and didn't play quite as well at the end as we would like to have played. And, you know, as we told our kids today, maybe this year's going to be different. Maybe we're going to have some tough times to begin with, but things are going to change. And we're trying to keep him in bounds over there, out of bounds over there, and he just didn't cooperate with us. But, you know, maybe things are going to come back, and we need a big victory. Maybe we can get a big victory here this week and get things.
All right, Coach Riggs, that's a Troy game. It's over with, and we played real sound football from the 2nd quarter on and didn't come out ahead, but we have a lot of improvement.
Well, we have shown some improvement, and we're in a process this week of trying to improve ourselves again on the practice field, because that's where you get it done. And we hope that this coming Friday night, the improvements that we've made will show up again, and we'll play the best football game we've played thus far.
Well, Coach, I'm confident that we are. And, you know, we've had a lot of comment. Naturally, when you was ball games 42-14 or something like that, first game of the year, that you'd have a lot of comments. It'd be hard to beat Pike County when they're coming back down here. But I don't think any of our players, what I've talked with them and the ones I've talked to, men, Metal Gold sitting over here now talking about it, we feel like we can whip Brundage, and we feel like we're going to. What kind of adjustments or what we'll have to do different?
Well, first of all, obviously, we got to be a lot sounder on defense. You know, I think that the first time we played them, we got really frustrated with our inability to stop them at all. Now, they obviously have a good offensive football team, but we certainly helped them out some. So the first thing we got to do is be a lot sounder on defense. We're going to try to attack them a little bit more, and I think we'll do that. And we're catching on to what we want to do defensively. We've made a lot of changes over there, and we made a few more this week, and we feel like we're getting our best people on the field. We hope to have Chad White back this week to help us out some on defense. Chad's knee seems to be much better, and he seems to be ready to go. He's had some sickness, so we got to get him well, and we feel like we can get him ready to go there. And you know, we just feel like we'll be better defensively. And I don't know that you completely stop a team like Brundage, but we can certainly slow them down a whole lot more than we did last time. And hopefully we'll make some big plays like we did Friday night, cause some fumbles, and we feel like we can move the ball on them. But we're going to have to play better than we've played thus far in the offensive line. And those guys, like they're playing like Stephen Fuchs at center, and Jamie Dubose, Merrill Culverhouse, and Matt Blair, and Jody Adams, and John Donaldson, and David Kirk, and all these guys are going to have to come on and really do a good job for us this week. And if we can control the ball a little while and could play better on defense, then we feel like we have a chance. We get to come home. We've been on the road 2 weeks. We're looking forward to playing here. And I hope we'll have a good crowd there, and maybe we'll get something going early in the ball game. We won't find ourselves behind again.
We'll stay ahead of this group, or we'll get ahead on them to start with. I think we'll be in good shape. Coach, I'm looking forward to it now. I tell you, not very often you get a chance to come back and somebody had beaten you, and, you look at it 2 ways, but I'm looking forward to it because I feel like we can beat Brundage.
Well, again, I think Friday night we had things going well in the second half. We just ran out of time. And as we told our players today, we get 48 more minutes Friday night, so we get 48 minutes to do something about those kind of things. And I guess the last thing I want to say about the whole deal is we have been to the bottom. We're working our way back. If we can win Friday night against Pike County, then we'll be back, I think, feeling good about ourselves and ready to go on with the rest of the season and play what's going to be a tough schedule, but we can get things back where they ought to be.
I agree with you, Coach, and I'm looking forward to Friday night here in Chanel Lee Stadium, our first home game, and it will be with the Pike County Bulldogs. And Tim, there you are. What's your final comment?
Let's beat Pike County Friday night.
All right, sounds good to me, and I just sure hope that old Becky's not too mad with Coach Riggs when he gets home tonight. And Becky, I had nothing to do with it at all. It's just him. And would you please explain to him all about what's been going on?
I think that's enough, Randy.
All right, that's it. Good night. We'll see you next Tuesday night.